So at this point, it's become pretty evident that the Democratic Party establishment has not learned their lesson after getting their asses handed to them by Republicans in this last election. And after 8 years of Republican obstructionism, they're not gearing up to fight back against the Republicans and try to destroy them the way that they destroy progressives in their own party. They are showing us that they are going to roll over and die. They've given us many indications of this. So to give you one example from the Hill here, Representative Elijah Cummings says his party wants to cooperate with President-elect Donald Trump's agenda where they can find common ground. I guarantee you we will be reasonable. We will work with this president, he told host Chuck Todd on MSNBC's MTP Daily Wednesday. There are going to be things we can work together on. Now, I want to be clear here. Bipartisanship in theory is not a bad thing, but what he's really saying there, and what history has shown us, is that when Democrats say they want to work with Republicans, that means they're going to just completely roll over and die and allow Republicans to do whatever they want. I mean, when we had a Democratic president in the 90s, Bill Clinton, he signed Republican welfare into law that gutted welfare. He signed NAFTA. It's just ridiculous. So this isn't something that we should commend them for taking the higher road. Now, thankfully, Elizabeth Warren decided to call them out and urged Democrats to not be spineless and to actually take a stand against Republicans. She states, speaking of the popular vote totals that favored her party, Warren said, "The American people didn't give Democrats majority support so we could come back to Washington and play dead. They didn't send us here to whimper, whine, or grovel. They sent us here to say no to efforts to sell Congress to the highest bidder. They sent us here to stand up for what's right. Now they are watching, waiting, and hoping we show some spine and start fighting back when Congress completely ignores the message of the American people and returns to all its same old ways. Yes," Warren acknowledged, "Republicans will control this government, but," she concluded, "they cannot hand over that control to big corporations unless Democrats roll over and allow them to do so." Now, I've been a longtime fan of Elizabeth Warren, and I commend her for saying this because Democrats needed to hear it. They don't have a spine. They always tend to roll over and die. They don't know how to play politics, even though they're on the right side of the issues, at least symbolically anyways. But I mean, they always want to work with Republicans when Republicans want nothing to do with them. They always try to extend a hand out to Republicans, and they get shot down every single time, and they never learn their lesson, and it damages the country. And right now, we have a minority party controlling every branch of government. Only 26% of the country is registered as a Republican. So if you don't stand up for us, if you actually buy into this bullshit narrative that they have a mandate, then you're horribly mistaken. Republicans never have a mandate because they only win when voter turnout is low. That's not a mandate. That's showing that the country is demoralized. But here's a problem that I have. It's the messenger. Elizabeth Warren, she definitely knows how to talk the talk. She's illustrated that by far. And I think that, sure, Democrats did need to hear this. However, Elizabeth Warren, you've got to start walking the walk. When you talk about Democrats needing to grow a spine, where have you been on the Dakota Access Pipeline? We have the Standing Rock Sioux tribe being brutalized by North Dakota police over their protest for the Dakota Access Pipeline, and you've been silent. You won't even release a single tweet speaking out on their behalf, speaking out against the violence, condemning the violence. Where have you been there? So if you're going to talk about Democrats needing to grow a spine, how about you lead by example, Elizabeth? How about you actually start speaking out for progressive issues and come to our defense once in a while, because we look to you as a leader. And you've done nothing to prove to us that you are, in fact, a leader. And you were silent during the primaries. You can really make that up to us. If you are planning on running, you could recultivate the legitimacy that you lost during the Democratic primaries in 2015 and 2016 by your silence, and you can make it up to us and really be a progressive champion and speak out on all progressive issues, not just issues that impact Wall Street. And, that's important, but I just want you to have a spine yourself, Elizabeth Warren, and show Democrats why we need real progressive, vocal people in government, and maybe they'll follow you. I mean, they see how popular you are, but yet you're silent on so many progressive issues. You were silent on Bernie, you're silent on DAPL. You have to start speaking out, Elizabeth, and lead by example if you really want the rest of the party to take you seriously. So, quick update to this story. So, after I criticized Elizabeth Warren for her silence on the Dakota Access Pipeline, well, we found out on Sunday that the Army Corps of Engineers denied the permit to Energy Transfer Partners to build the Dakota Access Pipeline through the Missouri River. Now, once that happened, Elizabeth Warren issued this statement. She says, "I don't know how anyone could watch the news and not be horrified by what's happening at Standing Rock Reservation in North Dakota. For months, the Standing Rock Sioux and thousands of others have opposed the pipeline that many believe risks contaminating the tribe's water supply. What have they faced in response? Attack dogs, rubber bullets, tear gas, water hoses, and freezing temperatures. A 21-year-old graduate of Williams College in Massachusetts had her arm nearly destroyed. And last week, the governor directed state and local agencies to refuse emergency assistance as a way to expel the tribe and their, quote, water protector supporters. The Standing Rock Sioux are not animals to be corralled. They are human beings. Good, passionate human beings who have stood together in the middle of a North Dakota blizzard this past week and stood together for many weeks before to fight for what they believe in. They should be treated with respect and basic human decency. The construction workers and laborers at Standing Rock are also human beings, and they weren't the ones to decide where to build this pipeline. They are good, hardworking people who are just trying to do their jobs. They also should be treated with respect and basic human decency. The fact is, we need a country where all of our children can safely drink the water and where we move away from dirty fossil fuels and build more sustainable green energy solutions. We also need good jobs and respect for our workers. All of these things are true. It is both and, not either or. Time is running out, patience has worn thin, nerves have frayed. Every day brings a chance for escalation of violence and more injuries. The Obama administration should step up now and work with the Army Corps of Engineers to find an alternate route to this pipeline and ways to address the concerns of the Standing Rock Sioux. Yes, there may be more work to do and it may take more money, but we need to act in good faith, de-escalate this violence, and find a solution." So, when I read that, my initial reaction was, this is good. This is comprehensive. She's addressing the attack dogs, the rubber bullets. So she's going all back and talking about all of the violence that the Standing Rock Sioux tribe had to endure. And also, better late than never. She is late. However, I'm not really happy with this. I'm happy that she made this statement, yes. But why is it that she waits until the dust has settled to come out and take a stand? This happened during the primaries with Bernie Sanders. When it was officially the case that Bernie dropped out, Elizabeth Warren came and endorsed Hillary Clinton. And now we see that the permit has been halted. So they cannot go forward with construction right now across the Missouri River. Now Elizabeth Warren is coming out and saying, look, we have to stand up for the Standing Rock Sioux tribe. Elizabeth, why? Why do you wait? I'm not criticizing you because I dislike you or think you're a bad person or a bad politician. I'm criticizing you about this specifically because you're a leader and I look up to you. I don't look to Senator Ron Wyden and expect him to speak out on this issue, even though he's a Democrat from my state of Oregon. I look to people like you because I consider you a progressive leader. So if anyone's going to say something and get people to pay attention and listen to the concerns of the Standing Rock Sioux tribe, it's going to be you. You have a lot of power, and you're not using it for the greater good. In fact, you're choosing to be a coward. So I applaud you for making this statement. I disagree with nothing here. Everything you said is on point. I like that. However, I just want you to stop being a coward. Stop waiting to come out and speak at the first second that it's politically feasible for you to do so. Okay? Political expediency is something that should not be a factor in your decision to speak out on something that's good. You shouldn't have to think, is this a politically practical decision right now to speak out? Just speak out if you're for or against something, Elizabeth. So that's all I have to say about this. I wanted to be fair to her and include this update because I do think it's important. I think her statement is powerful. Would it have been more powerful if she would have made it like 2 months ago? You're damn right. So now, I say better late than never, but at the same time, I think it's too little too late. So I don't know what to think about this. She should have spoken out earlier, but at the same time, she gets one clap. Because I just feel like I can't give her much credit for this.
Support this podcast by joining the independent progressive media revolution today at humanistreport.com.